Hey, this video is for those students or people from anywhere of the world, those who think that English is so difficult to learn, the language can't be learned. This is very difficult. It is very difficult to understand. This language is very difficult for me to understand. I can't learn English because it is so difficult. So, this video is for those people who think that English is so difficult and can't be learned. But I like to tell you that English is not so difficult as you think, dear students, dear learners from anywhere of the world. Okay, dear viewers who are watching this video at this time, I like to suggest you one thing, that is, you you just try, and keep balance. Every day you have to try a new thing to learn. Try to speak the simple languages in English language. Try to focus yourself in a new environment. Face some possibilities. Face some difficult problems to be solved. Dear students, it is really important to learn the language, that is English language, because it is the language of modern science and technology. This language must be learned for receiving higher educations, making any conference, or making any good career in your service life. So, if you want to make your personality very well developed, and if you want to make yourself changed in the changing atmosphere, you have to try to learn. You should have a good positive mental mindset, and that, and with the power of your positive mindset, you will go ahead. This is not a problem. You should think from the core of your heart. Just I like to tell you one thing today, that is, we have to have the knowledge of parts of speech of English language. When we are going to make any sentences, when we are making any conversations with friends and relatives, we have to remember the knowledge or the applications of parts of speech in our daily speaking. Okay, dear students, I am going to tell you about the usages of noun in the English sentences. Please take a look at. Please try to understand. Dear students, one thing is clear, that when you are going to make any sentence, you generally need the parts of speech most. In most cases, you just apply the noun. Suppose you are making a sentence, then you need the subject, and the subject is noun. Firstly, the subject is noun. So, suppose you are speaking of Jack. Jack is going to Dhaka. Jack is going to London. Jack is going to France. Jack is going to Italy. So, what you are using? You are using some nouns. Some nouns. Suppose Jack is going to Dhaka. So Jack is the subject here. So you have not any tension or any anxiety. You can use Badal in place of Jack. So Badal is going to Dhaka. Suppose somebody that is Mr. Rohim. So Mr. Rohim is going to Dhaka. So if you want to tell that Hassan is doing his homework. Hassan is doing his homework. So Badal is doing his homework. Peter is doing his homework. Sabina is doing his homework. Jenny is doing his homework. So, dear students, it is really very important. It is really very important that you have to understand that you just use the noun firstly as the subject of the verb. Firstly, as the subject of the verb. So, suppose the noun that is news. So, You have to remember one thing: when you are applying any noun as a subject in the sentence, you have to remember firstly one thing, that is, what type of noun is it? So, if the noun is proper noun, it is really third person singular. So, Dhaka stands in Bangladesh. Dhaka, proper noun, so it is third person singular. Dhaka stands in Bangladesh. Dear students, as Dhaka is third person singular noun because it is a proper noun, and for being it's a proper noun, it is used as the third person singular in the sentence, and a third person singular generally takes a singular verb, and the singular verb is really like the singular verb. Generally, the singular verb takes s or es with the present form of it. So, stand, generally the verb is stand, and it takes s with it because it is a singular verb after the subject. Dhaka. Dhaka stands in Bangladesh. So, you may also tell Kolkata stands in India. Paris stands in France. Rome stands in Italy. So, dear students, I can tell you one thing, that when you are making any proper noun, the subject is third person singular and the verb is also third person. Verb is also the singular verb. Then the singular verb really takes s or es with it while it is applied in your speaking or writing. Dear students, so we can make many sentences using the third person singular and also with the singular verb. So, one thing is important, that you have to understand the subject, understand the verb. Now, I like to tell you one thing, that is, the mass noun is always the third person singular. The mass noun is always the third person singular, dear students. Mass noun, that means the material noun. Material noun. Suppose water, milk, tea, coffee, etc., which we really matter. Something that is not counted but be measured in the scale or measured by liter or some unit. So, dear students, try to understand. Water is a liquid substance. Water is a liquid substance. This is mass noun. Water. This can't be count. This noun can't be count. This noun is focused or is to use in the sentence to imply any substance that is measured by some unit. So, water as a whole, it is really material noun. But we can also use measure word, and in that case, the measure word is changeable. Suppose a glass of water. A glass of water. This is third person singular. A glass of water. A glass of water, but two glasses of water. That is third person singular number. Because we are making the measure word. We are having some portions of water. So when we are having some portions of water, that may be some singular noun, or it may be called sometimes the plural noun. Suppose two glasses of water, two cups of tea, one cup of tea, third person singular, two cups of tea, third person plural. So, dear students, we have to remember the usages of the subject in our sentences, because we try to try to understand the English sentences when we are speaking with our friends and relatives. So we have to shun the ambition of shun the ambition of fear, shun the ambition of any hesitations or some shyness from our mind, because we want to learn the English language. And as we want to learn the English language, we have to control our shyness. We have to give up our shyness. We shouldn't be shy. We have to go ahead, because when you are learning English, there must be some problems, there must be some fault, there must be some difficulty or anxiety in your speaking, but you should not stop. You should just go ahead. And I think in course of time, this language will be yours. You will be able to speak in English and write English in the correct way and flourish yourself in the society, and you will also be able to upgrade your career and will also be able to learn English in the standard way. Thank you, everybody, from the core of my heart. And till then, I wish you that you just share my videos. Please give me like, comments, and please let other people to watch my video. Thank you, everybody.